They look at you and they can't figure it out. They can't understand why you're not shaken the way they are, why you're not thrown off course by every storm that passes through your life. They can't stand it because peace, real peace, is power, and not the kind of power they can control. See, when you carry yourself with calmness in a world that feeds on chaos, you instantly become a problem because your calm isn't something they gave you, so it's not something they can take away. And that unsettles people. Think about it. Most of the time, people are waiting for you to react. They're waiting for you to blow up, to clap back, to show that they got under your skin. Because if you lose your cool, they win. But when you don't give them that, when you sit still, breathe, and stay grounded, you rob them of that victory. You show them that their noise has no power over you. And that's when the frustration starts to rise in them. Your peace becomes a weapon, not because you're trying to hurt anyone, but because you've built a shield they can't pierce. And here's the truth: peace is not passive, it's not weakness, it's not some empty quiet, it's discipline. It's choosing not to let every little distraction tug at your energy. It's deciding that your emotions are yours to command, not theirs to provoke. And once you get there, once you really step into that level of control, it rattles people. They'll say you've changed. They'll say you're cold. But what they're really saying is they don't like that you're no longer their puppet. Because your silence, it does something powerful. Your silence exposes their noise. When you refuse to play their game, when you don't rise to every bait or engage in every argument, they're left standing in the mess they created. And suddenly it's clear. It's clear how desperate they are for attention, how restless they are inside, how badly they need validation. And that reflection stings. They can't stand your peace because it reminds them of their lack of it. This is why so many people in your life try to disturb your calm. They poke at you, they push your buttons, they stir things up, not because you've done anything wrong, but because your stillness shows them their own storm. They can't sit with themselves the way you can. They can't find contentment without noise, without distraction, and so they resent you for holding what they can't grasp. But let me tell you that resentment isn't your problem to fix. Your peace doesn't need to be explained. It doesn't need permission. You don't need to shrink yourself down just to make other people comfortable with the strength you've earned, because that's what peace is earned. You build it through self-awareness, through patience, through refusing to let the world dictate your state of mind. And when you have it, you guard it like treasure. Don't ever apologize for protecting it. Don't ever feel guilty for being unmoved when others are trying to drag you into their chaos. Because the ones who truly get it, the ones who are growing, the ones who are learning to master themselves, they'll see your peace, not as a threat, but as an example. And the ones who don't, the ones who can't stand it, let them sit with their discomfort. That's theirs to carry, not yours. The real truth is this: your peace makes you powerful in ways they can't measure. It makes you untouchable in a world where everyone else is running in circles. And that's exactly why they can't stand it. They will try to tell you that peace means you're weak. They will point at your calm and say you don't care enough. You're not passionate. You don't fight back. But the truth is, real peace is the ultimate display of strength. Anyone can lose their temper. Anyone can get loud. Anyone can throw insults or raise their voice. That's easy. That's human nature at its most undisciplined. But to stay still, to remain composed, to breathe while everything around you is spinning out of control, that takes a kind of strength most people will never touch. Weak men need noise. They need to show you how angry they are, how strong they are, how much they refuse to be disrespected. But that's not strength. That's insecurity. That's a desperate attempt to be seen. True strength doesn't need to prove itself to anyone. True strength sits in silence, because silence doesn't need validation. Your peace is proof that you've already won the battle inside yourself. And once that's conquered, nothing on the outside can shake you. This is why people mistake calm for weakness. They look at you, sitting there unbothered, and they think you don't have the fire in you. But what they don't see is that you've already tamed that fire. You know how dangerous it is, and you know how to use it. The man who cannot control his emotions is not powerful. He's unpredictable. But the man who can choose when to unleash his energy and when to withhold it, that's dangerous. That's dominance. Think about a storm. It's loud. It's violent. It rips everything apart in its path. But the storm always passes. It burns itself out. And what remains? The mountain. unmoved, untouched. Your peace is that mountain, solid, rooted, not swayed by every gust of wind or every passing cloud. And that's why they can't stand it. Because while they're exhausting themselves in chaos, you're conserving your energy, you're holding your power, you're choosing your battles. And when the time comes, when it really matters, you'll move with precision while they're still stumbling in their own noise. Peace is not the absence of power, it's the highest form of it. It's proof that you have the discipline to rise above the petty games and the small fights. You don't waste your time on every insult, every rumor, every attempt to drag you down, because you know your value isn't determined by what others say or do. You're grounded in something deeper, something stronger, and that unsettles people who live off attention and conflict. They want to see you break. They want to see you react. They want to know they have the power to make you lose yourself. But when you don't, when you keep that stillness, when you keep that peace, you're telling the world, I am in control here. I decide what deserves my energy. And nothing is more intimidating than a person who cannot be provoked. So don't let anyone convince you that your calm makes you weak. Don't let them trick you into thinking that your silence is surrender. It's not. It's strategy. It's mastery. It's strength in its purest form, because the strongest version of you isn't the one who explodes. It's the one who stays grounded when everything else is falling apart. And that version of you, that's the one they'll never be able to stand. The moment you stop reacting, the moment you choose silence instead of chaos, you take away the one weapon people rely on the most: manipulation. Think about it. The only way anyone can control you is by getting inside your head, by stirring up your emotions, by making you feel something so strong that you stop thinking clearly. That's their strategy. They push your buttons because they're hoping you'll break. They want you emotional because emotional people are predictable. They want you angry because angry people make mistakes. They want you insecure because insecure people are easy to control. But when you stand in peace, when you don't react the way they want, you break their entire plan. That's what scares them. You become unplayable. They can't push you into an argument. They can't bait you into proving yourself. They can't drag you into their drama. And suddenly all the tricks they've used on everyone else stop working on you. They can't manipulate what doesn't react. Your calm makes their power useless. This is why people test you. This is why they poke, they provoke, they whisper behind your back. They try to create conflict where there doesn't need to be any. They're looking for cracks in your control, because if they can get you to explode, if they can get you to lose that peace, then they win. They can point and say, see, you're no different from us. But when you hold steady, when you stay calm, no matter what storm they try to create, that's when they realize they can't touch you. And let me tell you, this kind of self-control doesn't just protect you, it frees you. You're no longer a prisoner of other people's games. You stop living on a string, waiting for someone to pull it. You stop giving away your energy to battles that don't matter. And that freedom, that independence, is something most people never experience, because most people live reactive lives. They're slaves to every opinion, every rumor, every small slight. But you're learning to stand above it. You're not playing on their board anymore. Peace gives you options. Peace keeps your vision clear. While they're tangled in their own emotions, you're thinking ahead. You're moving strategically. You're staying focused on what actually matters. That's why calm people win more often. Not because they're smarter, not because they're stronger, but because they don't waste their strength fighting shadows. They save their energy for the moments that count. But here's the part that will always trigger people once they realize they can't manipulate you. They'll label you. They'll call you cold. They'll say you're arrogant, detached, unbothered. They'll invent stories just to make sense of why you don't bend to their control. Don't let that shake you. That's not a reflection of who you are. It's proof that your peace is working. It means their games failed. And the truth is, most people fear what they can't control. It's why peace feels threatening to them. Because if they can't pull your strings, then they're forced to face themselves. And that's something many people spend their whole lives avoiding. So when you feel them testing you, when you feel them pressing against your calm, remember this: every time you choose not to react, every time you stand your ground in silence, you're showing them that you're not theirs to control. You're showing them that your mind belongs to you, Your energy belongs to you. Your life belongs to you. And there's nothing more powerful than that. Because at the end of the day, they can only manipulate you if you give them the permission. And when you live in peace, that permission is gone forever. While they're busy chasing noise, while they're wasting their time fighting battles that don't matter, your peace is doing something powerful. It's protecting your focus. And focus is the one thing that separates those who rise from those who stay stuck. Because when you live in chaos, when you're pulled into every argument, every distraction, every little drama, you never have the energy left to build anything meaningful. You're so busy reacting that you forget to create. But peace gives you clarity. It gives you space to see the bigger picture, to step out of the storm, and move with purpose. Most people don't realize how much energy they throw away every single day. They spend hours replaying conversations in their head, plotting revenge, trying to prove themselves to people who don't even matter. And at the end of it all, they wonder why they're drained, why they're stuck in the same place year after year. But you've chosen something different. You've chosen not to burn your energy on things that don't serve you. You've chosen to keep your peace. And because of that, you have more strength to invest in what actually matters: your growth, your goals, your future. And this is exactly why they can't stand your peace. Because while they're spinning their wheels, you're moving forward. While they're tangled in conflict, you're building. While they're talking about the problem, you're quietly creating the solution. Peace gives you a head start. Peace keeps your vision sharp. And nothing makes people more uncomfortable than watching you grow while they stay stuck. It's not that you don't face problems. You do. Everyone does. But the difference is in how you handle them. They panic. You strategize. They react. You observe. They rush. You prepare. That's the edge peace gives you. It allows you to rise above the noise and move differently. And when people see that, when they realize you're gaining ground while they're standing still, the jealousy begins. They'll say you got lucky. They'll try to downplay your progress. They'll whisper behind your back. But deep down, they know the truth. Your peace is your power, and it's why you're winning. This is the hardest thing for people to accept. That sometimes the person who says the least, who argues the least, who doesn't feel the need to prove anything, that's the person quietly building an empire. Because success doesn't come from chaos. Success comes from clarity. And clarity only comes when your mind is at peace. Look around you. How many people have lost years of their life chasing validation, chasing revenge, chasing fights that left them with nothing but wasted time? And how many could have been further ahead if they had just stayed focused? That's the trap most people fall into. They think the loudest wins, but in reality, it's the calmest that rise. Because calm creates consistency, and consistency creates results. And every time you choose peace, every time you walk away from pointless drama, every time you decide your focus matters more than their noise, you're investing in your future. You're stacking the wins that others can't even see yet. And one day, when your results speak louder than their opinions, that's when it will all make sense. That's when they'll understand why you refuse to waste your energy. So don't get caught up in their chaos. Don't let them bait you into wasting your strength. Keep your peace. Guard it like it's gold, because it is. It's the very thing that's keeping you aligned, keeping you focused, keeping you ahead. And the gap between their distractions and your discipline, that gap will only get bigger. And that's exactly why they can't stand it. There's something people will never admit out loud, but deep down they feel it every time they're around you. Your peace is a silent declaration of victory. You don't need to announce it. You don't need to brag. You don't even need to explain it. The way you carry yourself, the way you move, the way you stay unbothered, that says everything. And the reason they can't stand your peace is because it reminds them of one simple truth. You've already won battles. They're still fighting. See, most people believe victory looks loud. They think it's about showing off, proving yourself, shouting your achievements from the rooftops. But the loudest victories are often the emptiest. Because real victory doesn't need to make noise. Real victory is quiet. It's calm. It's walking into a room and not needing anyone's approval. It's sitting in silence and not needing constant distraction. It's looking at your life and knowing you've built something no one can take away from you. That's what peace really is. The evidence that you've already conquered yourself. And when you've conquered yourself, there is nothing left to fear. That's why people react to you the way they do. Your peace makes them uneasy, because it's proof that you've done the hard work they've avoided. While they've been running from their demons, you've been facing yours. While they've been chasing validation, you've been building confidence. While they've been drowning in noise, you've been finding clarity. And now you carry yourself with a calm that screams louder than their chaos ever could. Understand this: peace doesn't mean your life is perfect. It doesn't mean you don't have problems. It means you've learned how to face those problems without losing yourself. It means you've learned how to bend without breaking, how to endure without crumbling. And that steadiness, that resilience, that quiet strength, it intimidates people because they know they don't have it. They know that if they were in your place, they'd collapse. But you keep moving forward with a calmness that looks almost supernatural to them. This is why your peace draws both envy and respect. Some people will admire it, they'll look up to it, they'll want to learn from it. Others will hate it, they'll resent it, they'll try to destroy it. But either way, they can't ignore it. Your peace is too loud to be overlooked, even though you never raise your voice. And here's the beauty of it: your peace is not just protection, it's a statement. Every time you choose not to engage in drama, you're declaring victory. Every time you stay calm, under pressure, you're declaring victory. Every time you walk away from nonsense and keep your focus, you're declaring victory. You're saying without words, I've already won where it matters most. And that's what people can't stand, because deep down, they know they're still fighting battles you've already left behind. So don't ever underestimate the power of your calm. Don't think you need to shout to prove you're strong. Your silence is already speaking for you. Your discipline is already showing results. Your stillness is already unsettling the people who thought they could control you. And that quiet victory, that's the one that lasts. At the end of the day, the loudest person in the room is rarely the most powerful. The one who moves with peace, the one who doesn't need to prove, the one who doesn't need to react, that's the one who's already won. And that is exactly why they can't stand your peace.